Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Cinnamon Stitches. Man, I am killing it with the videos lately. Oh, how are you? I don't think I finished my lines. I'm your yarn host, Jennifer. Welcome. Now, I went to my mailbox outside in the front yard. That's fine, she got my name wrong. I understand why though. Okay, so I placed an order, and the reason I placed the order is pretty much because of what I'm wearing on my body right now. This has been on my mannequin back here for quite some time. A little bit, well, it hasn't been that long. Anyway, I keep getting a lot of questions like, what is that black sweater behind you? What is that rainbow sweater behind you? Oh my God, what is on your mannequin? Where can I find that pattern? This is my Spring Fling t-shirt pattern. It is made with Feederbrook Farms yarn, which is what this is. Now, why did I order from her? Okay, this is Mill Ends. This is her Mill Ends. I visited her at one of the fiber festivals that I went to last year, but I really discovered Feederbrook Farms at a yarn shop in, I believe, Norfolk. And the name is escaping me right now. So that was during the yarn crawl. So if you go back and you search Cinnamon Stitches yarn crawl video, and it's the Virginia, whatever yarn crawl I did last year, you will see where I bought a skein of the Feederbrook Farms yarn. I actually bought a couple. And I didn't realize they were both her yarns. And I just really like the way the colors, I like these are hand spun, hand dyed, beautiful, beautiful yarns. And from what I understand, from what I was told from the store owner, is that these come from her sheep, these come from her farm and the farm surrounding her area, and that she she has her hands in all the things. Now when I talked to her at the yarn festival, and I don't remember which festival it was, I want to say Shenandoah Fiber Festival, she said that she actually has a business partner. She doesn't do everything on her own, but like she was, you know, thankful for the compliments. And I was very excited to see her yarn, and she had Mill Ends, which are my bag of tea. I am all about the Mill Ends. Why do I like Mill Ends? I'm going to tell you why. If you have been around any amount of time in the Cinnamon Stitches stratosphere, you will know I like Mill Ends because I really, really like mixing and blending colors. I do not like, my brain does not like all one color. Does not like it. I like variegated yarns. I like marled yarns. I like self-striping yarns. I like color. I like blending colors and mixing colors. And some might call me a color expert. Some disagree. Some hate my color choices. But you can't argue with it, right? Because, hello, you're going to see this sweater coming. This was a Mill End mixed with, I think, 2 colorways. So it's 2 sets of Mill Ends mixed with, I will pop up a picture here, because I have jogging pants on underneath this and I look ridiculous, so I'm not going to stand up. But the sweater is beautiful. Spring Fling t-shirt. It is a tutorial for all sizes here on my channel, and it has been made in all sizes from child to 5X. So go ahead and check that out. Now we're going to check this out because, like I said, I bought the Mill Ends at the Fiber Festival. And previous to that, I bought her actual hanks in store. I don't remember what I paid for these. I know, well, I mean, I could do the math on it. I got all 3 of them for $120. So I bought 3 Mill Ends. I sure enough did. I treated myself. I was having a couple of days there where I was just second guessing everything in my life. I was having some bad days. There was things happening. They're completely out of my control. And I was feeling heartbroken and depressed. And then she pops up in my feed and she's like, hey, I found some Mill Ends and I put them on the website. And I was like, what? Now, I should say this, a couple weeks ago, she also said she was doing mystery bags, which I kind of wanted mystery bags, but I'm also really picky with colors. And if they came in like browns and yellows, I would not be happy. But she doesn't really do a lot of browns and yellows. So, yeah. And I also know that the bottom of the sweater is like oranges and stuff, which is my least favorite of the Mill Ends. By the way, also, here. This is why I really like her yarn. It fluoresces. Not all of it. Some of her colorways are fluorescent. That's a black light, folks. See that? Fluoresce. So, She actually showed me this exact, well, it was pretty close to this at the show. When I bought these ones, she's all best part. And I was like, oh, you won me over. This colorway right here won me over. And I almost bought a hank of just this colorway. And then I saw it mixed in with mill ends, which was pretty much, this is like the first hank. These are, I believe, DK weight. I still have the label on my desk from one of the skeins. Yeah, these are all DK weights. I didn't even think to look at what I bought. I think these are DK. I don't know. I'm gonna assume so. Oh, they're pretty. All right. One thing I noticed is her marker went through the bag. It started to bleed through. Just hopefully none is on the yarn. Now I picked colors. She had this one still listed on her website, but I already bought it, so it's not there anymore. It says sold out because I was going to buy another one, but the chances of getting two male ends are the end that couldn't make a full 100-gram skein or whatever. And so what she does is, like, if it's left over, she's got like 40 grams or 30 grams or 60 grams or whatever. She puts them together to make these big balls. And these are 3 to 4 mini skeins, half skeins, partial skeins, mixed together. These are my words, not her words. And these do in fact say that they're 3 weight, which makes me happy. And they are hand dyed, hand wash only, made in the United States. She is located in Maryland, just so you know. Yes, double checking that. She is located in Maryland. These are beautiful. All right, now I'm going to take them all apart because I'm going to show you exactly what I bought. I bought 3 of them, very much to do this same kind of deal. Probably going to make another top. And I believe I may have another hank of Feederbrook Farms somewhere. I'm going to have to search it out. But even if I don't, I believe that 3 of these is enough to make myself a sweater. All right. So it says fiber content blue face Leicester wool. 200, it says 260 yards, but I think that is, I think there's actually more than that on here because these are not, she uses her label, which is her label for her regular yarns, and then it has the colorway on the back. So I'm assuming that the yardage is actually unknown, or that's me assuming. And then they're numbered for which number I picked on the website. Bentley's mad. He's not in here. He was actually biting on the door, but it goes on. Arr, arr, arr. I didn't tell him I was coming to work. He's been particularly needy this morning. All right, so is my light up all the way? Yeah, it is. Seems dark in here today. This is colorway number 1. Well, actually, it's colorway number 16. It's mill end, so you can tell this is from one skein, this is from one skein. It is fun, beautiful colors. Do the black light test. See, this part glows a lot. The rest of the yarn does not. So part of it's fluorescent. We'll do the fluorescent check on this one. This one doesn't fluoresce. This one has pink that you're not actually seeing, but the pink fluoresces. See, the pink is lighting up, which is way more obvious to my eye than the camera. But as you can see, like, part of this fluoresces, part of it does not. That doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Because I have like, if I shine over there, boom, like the whole shelf lights up. All right, we're going to take these apart. This is number 16. This is the first one I showed you. And see how it's broken up into, oh, this one's only 2 hanks. This is 2 hanks. We have hank number 1, which is the fluorescent one. Hang on, turn the light back off. There. See the yellow fluorescent and the green. Alright, now, this one actually looks similar to the bottom of my sweater because it has oranges and a little bit of brown. See, this is why I didn't order the mystery bag, because I like the green and the yellow, but this one, I would not have bought this one, and so this would not have been my favorite, but it's beautiful, and it's going to mix in beautifully with some of these other ones. This is the first half of the mill ends, and the yarn is wool. Like, you can feel that there's wool in it. I need to have a tank top under this because it's a little bit itchy on my, like, sensitive skin, but it's a nice wool. Like, it's a good wool, and it's gonna, but if you have real sensitive skin, you're not gonna be able to wear, I mean, wool, period. And then this is the skein number 2. Isn't that not beautiful? Is it not beautiful? I love her yarn. And what won me over is I was looking at it, and it's very beautiful, and it's 2 colors twisted together. And it's just beautiful. And when I was in the store in Norfolk, I want to say it's Yarn Matters, but I can't remember if that's the right store or not. And I didn't bring my phone in here to double check. I think it's Yarn Matters. I went to so many stores that day, I can't really remember. I will put it in the video somewhere if I can remember, if I look it up. So anyway, it's the yarn store in Norfolk. And I was talking to the owner. She was very nice. And I was looking at it, and I was debating whether I wanted to buy the Feederbrook Farms. And she was talking to me, and she's like, you know, that's hand spun, hand dyed. And Marilyn, she starts telling me about the owner, and I was like, oh. She basically sold me on the owner before I bought the yarn. But I was already really thinking about the yarn, and I looked at the price. And for hand spun yarn, the price was really good. I think it was like $30 a hank. And so, I'm not positive on that. It might have been 20 something. This was back in the summertime, and I was impressed a lot with her prices, because hand spun, specifically yarn that looks this beautiful, is usually expensive. I know, because I've purchased some. I make it myself. I know the work that goes into hand spinning yarn. And that was kind of what won me over was, and then she even said, the store owner said that her prices are really, really reasonable and lower than all the other hand spun yarns on the market in this area. And I agreed with her. That's why I bought it. And then later on, I found out that there was a collaboration between Feederbrook Farms and another dyer, and I cannot for the life of me remember who the dyer's name was. And I was drawn to it, and this was at another store in another location, nowhere near Norfolk. And I picked up the yarn, and it was later on, I was like, hey, those yarns kind of go together. And I looked at them, and they were both Feederbrook Farms. And I was like, that's why I'm drawn to Feederbrook Farms. I really like her yarn. Those are the first 2 of the number 1 mill end. I'm going to open the blue colored one, the blue toned one. I don't have a lot of blues. I steer clear of blues. I like warm colors. I'm very much a pink girl. I like pink and purple together. Actually, I like a lot of colors mixed with pink. Pink and orange are beautiful, and pink and yellow are beautiful, but I don't like orange and yellow by themselves. It's a weird thing. So I don't buy a lot of blue. I have a mild aversion to blue. I mean, sometimes I just love it and I want it. I don't use it a whole lot. I'm not drawn to it. I don't wear a lot of blue. But I just thought this was so beautiful. I went through and I picked the ones that I thought were the prettiest out of her mill ends. So these are the 2 hanks that are in here. And this one is very light, icy blue. This reminds me of almost dirty snow. And then like clean, crisp ice from like a pole cap or something. What are those called? Iceberg. That's not what they're called. What are those things called? Big ice things. Is it an iceberg? No, icebergs float. You'll have to bear with me. My brain does not always work. And then this one is actually this one's my favorite. It is blues and purples mixed together. It is just stunning. And do I have to make a big sweater mixing all these colors together? No. I can make hats, mittens, scarves. There's more purple on that side. Isn't that beautiful? So there's those 2. Little great many things I can do. Actually, look. This is the first one. That goes perfectly with this one. So another thing you can do is, because these are 2 separate hanks, you can mix and match them and make them their own colorway. You can blend them, you can stripe them, you can do whatever you want. So this is 2 colorways that absolutely go beautiful together, but this one from the first one, how beautiful would this be in a fade? Yeah, I think those 3 are going to have to go together. So, this is the one I'm showing you. This is the very first one with the yellow. Stunning. Stunning. All right, so these two colorways, we'll start with this one. This one is greens and like red almost. It's like shades of red and green. Maybe this was supposed to be a Christmas colorway. But from a distance, it's just looking like shades of green and purple almost, but up close, that's red. That is red. But it's giving an overall, see, it looks more purple back here, which goes beautifully next to this one because there's greens and purple in this one. And then this one, oh, this one has blue in it too. So there's blue and purple and green. This is very pretty. And then that brings us back to the first one with the greens and the purples and the reds, or the reddy colors, which brings us back to the green and red. They just go beautifully together. And actually, you could probably go this way. So this is the one from the first one, right? And then maybe put this one in there. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. We're gonna have to take these apart because I need to make a fade. I need to make a fade. Hang on, taking the labels off. I am probably going to mix these together and do a four hank, and I'm probably going to just reball it up so that I know that I want these to go together. And then we'll take these two apart. I should probably just untape it, but alright, put the orange over there. Yeah. And then we'll take the two blues from here. This light blue actually might go in here, but I am Jen. I am the mixologist. In the blue. That is one heck of a fade, right? Let's see. Put them in the right order. I feel like the green needs to be on the outside. That side. And then like that. What do you think? So this is 1, 2, 3, and 4. Isn't that just beautiful for a garment? Bring it in real close so you can see. Yeah. So I think these four are going to go together into one giant. We're going to call this a giant. It's going to be a giant. A giant hank. So you have a little bit of like, that's going to have to probably be cut out, but that doesn't really bother me. I'm going to call this a mega cake. It's a mega cake. Yep. King cake. Is that not beautiful? Now I'm going to tell you right now. I have a power ball back here from, it was gifted to me. I have a power ball from another dyer. I'm not going to mention his name. It was gifted to me. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. Those retail for $180 and up. Okay. It's about this size. Then they have Koigu has the really big balls, and I don't remember what they're called. They're about this size. I don't remember the price on those. Keep in mind, I paid $120 for all of this. And this alone is probably worth at least $150 if it was just one giant cake like this. And I don't mind. Look at that. Let's admire, people. Let's admire. I did a good job picking the colors. And then these two are left over still. And I would probably not put these together. But these will make beautiful, like, smaller projects. So, I just need to make sure I keep the labels with them. Actually, that doesn't look too bad together, does it? It's like sun and sky, right? Tahitian sunset. Yeah, we're gonna put these two together. We're gonna just rearrange our colorways. It doesn't matter. It's our yarn now, right? Yeah, that's beautiful. I didn't like it until I twisted it. Now it's pretty. Look at that. All right, now I need to tuck the yarn in somehow. You know what's funny is it fit the first time and it was only 2 balls, and now it's like, yeah, no, we're not gonna fit now. You have to untape it, then retape it. And keep in mind that this is not the same colorway. Actually, see if I can get that around there. So yeah, check out Feederbrook Farms. I will link her below. I knew about this yarn because I follow her on Facebook and she posted on Facebook. Check her out. Her yarn is beautiful. It is beautiful. I love it. I really like the way she does the colors, and I like the way just the whole thing is so pretty. It's not as pretty now that I did all that. Hang on, let's try again. Her prices are really good for what the product is, like really, really good. She's semi-local to me. She's not 100% local to me because she is a state away, but well, I'm trying to think, was she at the Maryland Sheep and Wool Festival, or did I not see her there? I don't remember what festival I saw her at. So, trying to make it look presentable. It is really pretty. See, and I would get this little baggy part right there. I'll tuck that in. There. It still looks bad. It still looks bad. Oh well. There we have it. There, it looks better on that side. And then this beauty, which I know these labels are not at all going to fit back on here, but we got to try. Maybe we could tape 2 labels together. Her tape is not like real sticky. It's like, you know, it's not real sticky. 2 labels together. Whoop. Double label. All right, that worked. Now we got a giant mega bowl. It's a mega bowl. Now, if she happens across this video, this was my idea. You could sell these for $150 easily. Talking to Feederbrook Farms directly. Just make a mega bowl. Call it a, what do you call it? A fade project. We got 4 in here together. Mixing colors. Untangling the yarn a little bit. Making a mess. This is real hard to ball up like that. There we go. Jen made a baby. I made a baby. In case you haven't noticed, Jen has mental problems. Jen talks to herself. Plays with her yarn too much. Oh, that side's ugly. This side's prettier. Look at that. I want to say it's a really good price for what I paid. I'm still missing a label though, because I had 3. I taped 2 together. We're good. This is an old label. So if you want a beautiful top like mine, check out my pattern for the Spring Fling t-shirt here on YouTube. It just type in, I will link it below, but also type in Cinnamon Stitches t-shirt. It will show up. It'll be the first one. I made it with cotton yarn, but it is as beautiful, if not more beautiful. You'll have to excuse my little Mickey Mouse bra that I'm wearing, because it's trying to show itself. But you can make this as a really easy pattern, and it looks really fancy with the fancy yarns. So, and check out Feederbrook Farms. Tell her Cinnamon Stitches sent you over. Go buy yourself some beautiful wool if you can afford it, and if you like wool, and if you can use wool and all those good things. But yeah, I just think that those are, I would not have put those together side by side. I was like, that's not gonna work. And now I'm looking, I'm like, that's beautiful. I would buy this. I would buy this. If I had to pick the colors, I would buy that. But this one is really, this one is so pretty. This is Cinema Stitches all day long. It's got a little bit of like a Hocus Pocus vibe to it. It's got a little bit of a I'm Haunted feel to it. That part looks not so great, but isn't that beautiful? So mill ends. You guys don't sleep on the mill ends. Don't sleep on the mill ends. If you see somebody like your local, I almost said your local dealer, local yarn dealer. If your local dyer, spinner, yarn artist of any kind is doing a mill end special, snap on it, because they're a good value. They're beautiful. It gives you chances to mix and match beautiful colors that even she didn't think to put together. And I mean, she kind of did, but like this is several skeins, several colors all the way down. It's got a lot going on. It's beautiful though, and every time it shows up in the background, somebody's like, what is that? I need to make that. Well, what makes this beautiful is partially the pattern, but it's the yarn. It's the Feederbrook Farms yarn. Side note, you could also use the Koigu. If you have a Koigu pencil set for this, it would make a very beautiful t-shirt. But yeah, with that, check out Feederbrook Farms. I will link her below as well. I will link her Facebook and her website. I don't know what she's going to have still available. Last I checked, she had a couple of these mill ends, and she may or may not still have the mystery bags, which now I'm thinking maybe I should have bought a mystery bag just to see what was in it. But I really like the ideas of the mill ends because I can actually see what she has and pick out which one I want, which is what I did at the show. And I kind of looked at it like it was a sampler pack, you know, not just that it was mill ends, but I really wanted this colorway. This colorway alone was the same price. Actually, I think it was a little bit more than if I got the mill ends. The problem with that is I also liked this colorway. And then she had them mixed together. And I was at the end of my budget. I couldn't afford to get one of this and one of this and one of this. I was like, I'm going to get some mill ends. So I got a couple of her mill ends, and it was like a little sampling of all of her colorways, and it just makes me happy. It's not even the same as buying like mini skeins, because the mini skeins are sometimes, depending on the mini skein rule, it could be anywhere from 20 grams to 50 grams, and sometimes it's only 10 gram mini skeins, which is not a value at all, because what are you going to do with 10 grams besides stripe it in with a whole bunch of other 10 gram balls? These are much larger balls. Let me see, what does her label say that these are? Let me grab the one that's already off. It doesn't say yardage or anything, it just says 3 weight. And it says Blueface Leicester. It's just funny because of me learning to spin this year, or actually it was last year, 2024, I'm learning more about yarns that I had never heard of before. So most of the time when people talk about wool, it's superwash merino wool, because that's what's softest. It's the one that most people can tolerate on their skin if they're sensitive. It's the one that is most widely available here in the United States. And then when I started spinning, I started hearing about Blueface Leicester, which is a breed of sheep. It's a type of wool. And then I started hearing about Corriedale, and I started hearing about all these other breeds of sheep, and wool is not wool. There are so many varieties of wool that come from different varieties and different breeds of sheep. And it's interesting to learn about that. And it's interesting to learn what the different, what is the word? Characteristics of each of those wools is. So I'm really having fun exploring and learning. And I like Blueface Leicester. I also really like Corriedale. And I'm not trying to diss on the good old merino wool, because merino is nice too, but if you see Corriedale, if you see Blueface Leicester, go over and give it a squish. They deserve love too. And it smells good. It don't smell. Some of the people at the festival, their stuff smelled so strong of vinegar, and this does not at all. It smells like wool. Just smells like wool, and it's not even real like, oh, your face wool. It just smells like wool. little bit of hay smell in there. So yeah, alright, I'm gonna shut up. Thank you so much for watching this video. Check out what I told you to check out. Don't forget to grab your black lights. And check your yarn to see if it glows, because that's the best part, is like, does it glow? And I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.